This song's for you, baby, because you know I love you, but I'm also a murderous clown. I wanna make you laugh, and then I wanna stab you, because I'm a murderous clown, and it kinda feels like I have to. I wanna give you my love, and also randomly attack you, but you changed my life when you saw me in the sewer. I may not be a pirate, no, may not be related, but I am a murderous clown, and that just cannot be understated, baby. I may not be a pirate, no, may not be related, but I am a murderous clown, and that just cannot be understated, baby.
Bob! What?
Right now, you listening to the cart, charisma, athleticism, and raw talent. And what you're really listening to is Total Nonstop Impact. Don't you dare miss a lesson. Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Rich Swann. Total Nonstop Impact. Impact Talk for Impact fans. Kyle and Trent coming at you. Trent, my man, it's been a little while. Have you missed me?
I kind of don't even know who this is. I kind of forgot what you sound like. It's been that long.
I'm coming over a bit of a cold right now, so excuse me. Sound a little bit congested. I am very congested. Coming over a bit of a cold here, so excuse me if I sound worse than usual.
Don't sneeze into the listeners' ears. Just don't do that.
Yeah,
we don't need that.
None of that.
All right, good. So yeah, no, it's been a while. I've been in a room talking to myself for the past month, So it's nice to have you back.
You do a fantastic job, I really don't mind it. It's like Trent's journal entries, you know what I mean? Trent's little blog corner. I appreciate it.
It's like a monologue every week, man. I'm feeling like I should start doing like 8 podcasts a week, pull a Russo and do 8 podcasts a week. Half of them just talking to myself.
Amen.
Therapeutic.
So I'm hearing that you had to endure Monday Night Raw last night live. How was that?
Yeah, man. No comment. It was I got in for free. I was given tickets by my friend Nigel McGuinness, who works there. I went to see him. I went to basically see my buddy out there. That was my only motivation, was to see my pal Nigel. I just wanted to go. I haven't seen him in like a year and a half. I'm not a WWE fan. I got no idea who's who, what's what their storylines are, nothing. I was there to see my friend, man, but it's not my thing. It reaffirmed to me it's not my thing at all, man. I can't get into it. Couldn't get into it.
Well, you better get used to it, Trent, because there's a lot of rumors circulating right now. It's relevant to talk about it. Well, first off, the meeting went down. That's the news story that's been floating around the past few days, that Impact and WWE had a meeting together. You know anything about this, Trent? You got any scoop on this?
I got some I got some insight. I was listening to just earlier today. I got some I listened to Scott D'Amore on Petey Williams' podcast, and he revealed that the meeting was it was a PR meeting. And it was just them hanging out, man. It was just them kind of talking to each other, getting to know the management team on both sides. And it was them. He's like, look, there was a lot of bad stuff done on both ends. He's like, we had some rifts with their relationship with WWE back in the day. We had a rift with Ring of Honor. He's like, we're repairing all that. We're getting to be friendly. We're all pals. He goes, look, we've done 3 licensing deals this year with the GWN and the network. So he's like, basically it was just a good meeting to kind of let them know what we're doing, what the new management team's up to, and some future projects we can do together. So I thought that was cool, man. you know, they're fixing all these bridges, you know, that got burned a little bit and building new ones, dude. So I thought it's pretty cool.
And that was on the Wrestling Perspective podcast. That's
yeah.
Petey Williams and Dennis Farrell, I believe.
Dennis Farrell, yeah. And they actually read one of my questions out, and I actually left him a voicemail question for next week's show. And I plugged our podcast. I said, this is Trent from Total Nonstop Impact. So let's see if they put it on the show.
Nice. You can check them out at WrestlingPerspectivePodcast.com. Go check out that Scott D'Amore interview. Get the deets, get a bit of the scoop. But I don't know, Trent. I think you might be holding back something because did you catch that recently Homicide said something about Magic coming, and he mentioned briefly on the meeting. Did you catch any of his comments?
I thought they were similar. What did he say different? Did I miss something?
No, I'm talking about Homicide, not...
Yeah.
No, his word just... his word just as similar, but he said something about Magic coming and something big in the works, something coming, something that we're not going to expect. But I didn't actually hear the audio, so I don't like to take anything in unless I actually hear it. You know what I mean? Because headline's a headline. People just put things together. You know how it is.
Nah, you know how these wrestling sites and quote unquote journalists, fake news,
clickbait artists. That's what I like to call them.
Clickbait artists, fake news. That's how they do it, man. So we'll see. Hey,
speaking of clickbait artists, Trent, let's go right into Dummy of the Week right now. How about it?
Oh, good, do it.
We're moving with the flow.
Light this bastard on fire. Do it.
On fire. Yeah, let me get some of that Dummy of the Week music, my favorite.
Dummy, 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 dummy. Yeah. Dummy, 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 dummy.
Now this one, Trent, I know we were doing a thing here where like I was picking one, you were picking one, I was picking one, but I think this week, this is probably a mutual decision, no?
Oh, 100%. I'm completely aligned on this one.
So this week on Dummy of the Week here on the show, it was a pretty easy one. Surfing the old internet today, checking the Twitter timeline, you know, as per usual. Wasting valuable time out of my day staring at the internet. Unfortunately, I do that way too often. And I come across this article. It comes to us from pwtorch.com. Headline, editorial, Bound for Failure, How Impact has failed its longtime supporters once again. Written by Andrew Sousek.
Dummy, yeah.
Who?
Andrew Sousek?
Who?
Dummy,
Sousek. Sousek. PW Torch specialist. I'm not sure what he's a specialist about.
Specialist? What kind of specialist? I'm a specialist.
He's a specialist.
Yeah, okay, he's a specialist.
You know what?
I'm Howard Stern. He's a specialist.
You don't have to. You don't have to love Impact. You don't have to have the same opinion as me. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not going to sit here and elect this guy Dummy of the Week just because his opinion differs from ours, Trent. However, if you actually take the time to read this guy's article, he's kind of just being a dick.
Dummy, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like he dissects the product through a very, very negative filter. He just discredits everything. He poo-poos on everything, shits all over the product, and not once in his entire editorial does he mention any of the good stuff Impact has done recently.
Dummy, yeah.
Man.
It's fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news. Fake news. Fake news.
Tremendously awful. But no, I mean, you read the article. What did you think about it? Did you actually take the time to read what this guy had to say?
I read it, man. The only part of it I'll give him something on is that they did not make it feel as special as they claim the show is, and I agree. It's not like it's. I feel Slammiversary was treated as a bigger show, and I personally think they've gone into Slammiversary being the more important show at this point.
Certainly has felt like that.
Yeah,
the past 2 years at least.
Right. So I think Slammiversary being the bigger show now, I think that's initially Bound for Glory was sold as the big one. Now it's Slammiversary, I think. So, but still, I think it could have been made a bit. They could have laid it on a little thicker. That's been my only beef with it. I mentioned a couple of the matches that I've had issues with, like no X Division match, a little tag heavy. I felt like I wasn't high on Johnny being in the main. So I had some gripes with it, but whatever.
Perfect.
What's that? Yeah, it wasn't perfect. It's not a perfect show. I feel like Slammiversary was a perfect show. I mean, I'll give it that. Slammiversary, I couldn't find a single thing wrong with it.
Well,
Bound for Glory.
Yeah,
Bound
but
for, I can
was
pick it apart.
Slammiversary perfect going into it? Did it have this perfect build? I don't think so. But I think last minute they totally knocked it out of the park, and I think they're going to do that again this time around.
I agree. I mean, me personally, I thought Slammiversary was a hit going in. That's me. I thought it was a hit going in, but they even completely knocked it out of the park. I think it's going to be the same for this, man. We're going to be there live too, so if anyone's going to get an upfront view of them knocking it out of the park, it's going to be us.
I mean, I enjoy the television show personally every week. I mean, I'm hyped up for the show. From maybe the casual fans' perspective, maybe they don't have like a huge buzz going into the pay-per-view. So maybe that's where Andrew Soucek is a little disappointed. Maybe that's what he was trying to say. But you know what? If you follow the show every week, if you're invested in the product, just have faith in Impact Wrestling. Believe in Impact Wrestling. This show is going to deliver. I think there's going to be some surprises on this show.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
And I think they're going to knock it out of the park the same way they did Slammiversary. I'm not going to have this negative outlook like our pal, Dummy of the Week, Andrew Soucek here.
Dummy! Yeah!
No, me either, man. There's no reason to. They've given me no reason to doubt them at this point. So, Dummy of the Week. Take your award. Hit it.
Dummy, 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 dummy. Yeah, 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 yeah. Dummy, 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 dummy. Yeah.
What's next?
Hold on a second there. One more quote here, because I'm sitting here just going through it. Every single little paragraph here is him just shitting on another aspect of the show. And then he writes, here, here's the message that Callis and D'Amore willingly chose to send to viewers. Former world champ is unable to compete with a man in a skeleton costume. Re-signing with the promotion may not have been Drake's best decision of 2018. He's wrestling La Parka.
Dummy, yeah.
What's the issue with that? La Parka is having a career resurgence. He's coming to AEW.
Which La Parka is this though, Trent? I'm not hip to that. Which La Parka did we see?
Actually, I stand corrected. So the one that he wrestled was the new La Parka. The original La Parka from WCW now goes as LA Park because AAA owns La Parka. So LA Park is having a career resurgence. He's in MLW, AEW, and then the new La Parka, who was the guy that I believe Eli wrestled, that's the new one. But here's the thing. I feel like the character, the La Parka gimmick, is having a bit of a resurgence. So what's the harm in that? So he's in Mexico. That's the whole point. He's been calling people out. Nobody expected La Parka to come out. That's the whole point.
I think Bound for Glory, Eli Drake is going to open up that open challenge, and
exactly.
La Parka is going to come out again and get his second shot, but then he's going to rip his mask off, and it's going to be Jericho.
Everybody's hoping, man. I think so. I mean, look, if you got to be an idiot not to see where Eli's going with this. There's something that's going to be awesome with Eli's challenge. Clearly, if you got to be a fucking moron like this guy to not understand that, yes, Eli's not going to have a booked match on the card for a reason. There's a whole reason behind that.
Dummy,
so,
yeah.
Just like sit back and watch. That's the idea. Relax.
Sami Callihan has done wonders of turning around the fortunes of the Crist brothers and has been one of the MVPs of the promotion in 2018. He seemed destined for a marquee match at the biggest show of the year, with Chris Jericho's cruise being advertised on a weekly basis on Impact. At one point, the Callihan versus Jericho match didn't feel out of the realm of possibility. That ship has sailed. What we're left with is a match that could main event an episode of Impact, and few fans would be complaining that something big was given away.
Dummy, yeah.
Okay. I'm done with this guy. I'm done. Shut it down. Shut it down.
Over.
Shut it down.
Yeah,
Shut
it
it
just
down.
gets worse and worse as I read it. So bottom line, W of the Week this week is going to Andrew Sousek at pwtorch.com. Like I said, the guy's entitled to his opinion. He doesn't have to love Impact, you know. That wasn't the point, but I just thought his article that, you know, he went out of his way to publish and put out there, you know, he's open for criticism. We're open for criticism. Everybody's open for criticism. I'm criticizing his article because he didn't give Impact any credit at all for any of the good stuff they've done. He just overanalyzed any little flaw he could and just wasn't for me.
Dummy,
Not my cup of clickbait journalism, whatever.
Nah.
Call it. Dirt sheetism.
Dirt sheetism.
Moving along here, though, folks. This week's episode of Impact Wrestling was most certainly a banger. I had a lot of fun watching it. Any quick highlights that come to mind before I pass it over to you to do the recap, Trent?
Oh, we had a debut. We had a debut by Ethan Cage at this one. We had Moose looking like a super villain from a movie, like a dark B movie or something, super villain. You know, that was a big highlight. We also had there was Joe Hendry got killed by a clown, and you know, Aries and Johnny had a nice face off, which was pretty intense. Which actually leading into their weekend of tweets was even more intense. So. Pretty good. It's pretty good. It was a good show, man. It's a real highlight of a show.
We'll get to that in 1 second. Total Nonstop Impact, Impact Talk for Impact fans. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, folks.
You're listening to Total Nonstop Impact.
Yeah!
Impact Talk for Impact fans.
Yeah!
Hosted by Kyle and Trent.
Yeah!
Follow us on Twitter at WeTalkImpact.
This sucks more than anything that has ever sucked before.
Piece of shit podcast that nobody fucking listens to.
This sucks. I am so unhappy.
Well, at least it was free and you didn't have to pay for it.
Yo, right now you listening to The Cart, charisma, athleticism, and raw talent. And what you're really listening to is Total Nonstop Impact. Don't you dare miss a lesson. Oh, yeah.
All right, everybody, we're back, and this is the episode recap for the October. What was that? The 4th of the month. So we're kicking it off. We started that one off with it's like a big highlight reel, hyping up what we're at thus far for Bound for Glory. It looks pretty cool. I mean, I'm excited watching that. Rich Swann, Matt Sydal. This is pretty cool. I think I talked about it, Kyle, where they had they teamed them up a little bit. They had good chemistry as a team, but it'd be more fun to watch them go one-on-one. So back and forth, it was a pretty good match, man. I gotta say, it was a fun match. These two are pretty evenly matched up, but we had a debut in this one with of a masked man who caused Swann to lose to Sydal. The mystery man revealed himself to be Ethan Page. The Ethan Page.
Not Chandler Park.
Not Chandler Park. Now listen,
Ethan Page.
This is the ego Ethan Page. I'm hoping about something now. You know how kind of like they go with Abyss and they kind of tease like, you know, are you Joe Park? You know, they kind of like have that tongue in cheek, like that's him, right? Like I hope that like there's a skit down the line backstage where Abyss and Ethan Page walk past each other like, do I know you from somewhere? You know, something like that. They kind of tease it a little bit. That'd be fun.
I'm sure it'll pop up, but I'm certainly excited to see Ethan Page naturally work with Rich Swann of all people. These guys know each other very well. I don't follow the indies too closely, but my little stint about 2 years ago where I was watching Evolve on and off, Rich Swann and Ethan Page particularly, they were a huge part of the product, the shows that I watched. These guys, they have a lot of chemistry. They know each other very well. So whatever program they're building towards here, I'm excited to see what they pull off.
Yeah, listen, it should be fun. They're two solid guys, man, both with good followings. The styles clash a bit, but I think it should be good. Paige is one of those guys that can work with anybody, I think, so that should be fun. I think he looks like he toned up a little bit for the debut, man. I don't know if you caught that. He wasn't too much of a body guy, but he kind of like toned up a bit. He looked good. He looked good on TV. Looking big. Looking swole. Prison swole. Anyway, from there, we went to the OVE cam, which is basically a non-high def camera, is what that is. I think it's like a flip phone camera. But
it's got that sweet border on it, you know.
Sweet border, that cool. Sweet graininess.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, so they Dave's rattled. He's convinced the Lucha Brothers have magical powers. Sami and Jake aren't buying it. They're giving him a hard time, hyping that little 3-on-3. So I think it's a little dynamic between Dave and the rest of and the other two has been a little weird. I'm hoping there's like some zany magic teaser type of thing that they do at the show. Maybe something where he's under their spell or something. It could be a little campy, but it could be fun. After that, we went over to Moose, who called Eddie Edwards from Alicia's phone, and they had, I don't know if you caught this, Hal, they had that like super zoom in on Moose, or like villain, like old school villain style. They're kind of zoomed in on his face, and he's on the phone making like a deep rooted, like deep toned phone call to his nemesis. So oh
yeah, the style of production is very
oh, it's awesome.
Classic movie stuff right there.
Eddie's freaking out. What are you doing with my wife's phone? This and that, So he said, "Come find us." So yeah, we set that up for later on. We went from that to Josh and Don with a guest on commentary, Smoke Show, and Don Callis just popping boners for about 2.5 minutes. It was great. He couldn't get enough. I
loved how he just like totally tossed Josh out of the way when she first came towards the table.
Oh yeah. She was looking hot, man. That dress was, whew, good Lord.
She's the hottest woman in wrestling right now.
I think so. It's crazy because I know her. I know her personally from AEW and stuff, and it's nuts to see her just killing it right now, man. It's awesome. But Don was losing his mind. His water bottle shot a load and everything. It was insane. So she's going to jump on commentary. So we had the match she commented on was Eli Drake continuing his open challenge. And he was going dummy C, or actually he was saying dummy in Spanish. I don't know what it is, but he was saying dummy yeah in Spanish. And just cutting a great promo, cutting down Luchador, saying they can't keep up. Open challenge, La Parka comes out. This is the new La Parka now, from what I understand. This is not the original La Parka. I might be wrong. I don't know, man. From what I understand, this is the new La Parka. Because the original one goes by L.A. Park. So, yeah, I'm right. Yeah, this is the new La Parka. Comes out, challenges him. Drake is not dealing with it. The chair comes into play. Drake gets himself counted out after a little back and forth. Nothing too crazy here. I think they weren't going to job La Parka out in Mexico. And, you can't make Drake look bad at this point either with the open challenge going on. So kind of a throwaway, but they kind of teased Scarlett maybe offering her services to Eli Drake. She got to put him over in that match quite a bit. I mean, it might be the
good team. I could see that.
I could see it too. Problem is, he can talk though. He can already talk. He doesn't really need anything. Maybe, I don't know. It'd be like a nice little package deal.
Yeah, he doesn't really need her. As far as enhancing him, but I mean, if anybody is scoring the Smoke Show on the Impact Wrestling roster, I think it's going to be the gravy train. It's going to be the Kavorka Daddy.
The Kavorka Daddy. Little gravy. It's almost Thanksgiving. Gravy at the Drake household's coming up.
Yeah.
The special gravy. Remember that?
Mashed potatoes, Daddy. Yeah.
Dad's mashed potato recipe and special Drake family gravy recipe.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Yeah. See. We go from that to the OGs coming in on LAX in the locker room, talking all sorts of shit, mocking them. LAX is holding up the truce. Conan's telling the guys, hold the truce. Santana's losing his shit. You know, he's like, say the word. I got it. I'll do it right now. Conan's staying strong. He's the true OG, really. You know, he's the old school guy, and he's keeping true to the word, the truce. Kingston's just killing him, though, mocking him. So they trash their table a little bit, pick up the belts, throw them at him. So it's again more fuel for that fire going into New York, man. We had that. Ethan Page comes up, you know, cuts a little promo, lets you know why he's here. He said he's gonna follow Sydal's path of enlightenment, and Sydal challenges Swann to a tag match at Bound for Glory if Swann can find a partner. Any word on rumors? Who you been hearing about the partner, man?
I heard it's going to be the return of Mahabali Shera.
Get the fuck out of here.
No.
Wow.
I honestly, man, I think it's kind of obvious here what everybody's speculating. I think this might be the debut of Adrian Neville, a.k.a. Pac, in Impact Wrestling.
You think so?
Perfect fit,
honestly,
I think.
I didn't even hear that. I heard rumors of ACH or Shane Strickland.
Shane Strickland, I heard that one as well. He's tearing it up over in MLW. I think he would be good for Impact Wrestling.
I think so too. Yeah, he's cool, man. We got him at AEW. He's a regular at AEW too, and he had some great matches. He had a match against Fenix recently, which was amazing. Dude is solid, man. He could be a good addition to the company. I think he goes by what? Killshot in Lucha?
Yeah, and Impact and Lucha Underground's working relationship seems to be very close. No reason why it's not going to happen. I think that Shane Strickland and Rich Swann would make a killer tag team in Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, I definitely think so. So, yeah, Paige is on the path of enlightenment. I hear you're on a path of enlightenment too recently, huh? Since you lost your bet, and Bound for Glory sold out, you had to give up a lot of shit.
Yeah. Let's open that can of worms for a little, shall we?
Yeah. I want to hear what your path of enlightenment is. Speaking of path of enlightenment.
With a lot of struggle. Let's not forget that. Not easy. But since I said if Impact sells out Bound for Glory, I'll go on a diet. I'm keeping up with that. Haven't been drinking soda. That's probably the toughest part. Giving up the soda. That's the toughest part. That is like, dude, I smoked cigarettes for years and I quit like cold turkey, like no problem. Cigarettes. This is something. This is. I can't give up the soda, man. I can't do it. It's tough. It's a struggle. But
have you caved yet or no?
I caved. I maybe 2 times. I believe 2 times I caved.
Geez.
2 times. But I've been active with eating the right foods. No McDonald's. No fast food. I've been exercising a little. I've never exercised before, Trent. This is first in my life.
Really? This guy.
Went to a little place called the Gym. Huh? You ever hear of that?
The Gym. Oh, yeah. The Gym. Yeah, I knew a guy named Jim once.
Hell of a guy. Hell
Hell of a deal.
Yeah, but I went to the gym. Let's just say my body hasn't seen exercise in quite some time. So that's. I feel great though. I gotta say I do feel great. I'm starting to see some results. I feel good, and hopefully I can stick to it. And but here's where I'm scared. I know where this is all going to come crashing down, Trent.
Okay, what's up?
It's all going to come full circle at Bound for Glory.
What do you mean? What's going to happen?
Dude, I'm gonna be. Well, first off, Impact Dude from the Heelcast, he's all hyped about eating pizza, so they're off, dude. I'm eating pizza. I'm hitting the carbs hard, baby. I'm eating pizza that night. It's bound for glory. I'm gonna be pounding beers. I'm warning you right now, Trent. I am gonna be hammered, shit-faced drunk by the main event. So, might be best to pretend you don't know me if I start to, get in that sort of mood, get in that sort of zone.
It's a good thing I'm not sitting by you.
Yeah. Hopefully I don't get kicked out. But yeah, dude, I'm gonna be pounding down beers all night, depending on how expensive they are. Sometimes you go to an event and the beer's like $10 a pop.
Listen, I'm on quite a diet myself, and I'm like staying away from the carbs. But if I'm gonna be in New York City, I'm gonna eat pizza. So
you fucking better. You coming to my city? You're gonna eat that pizza.
I got places that I go to that are my go-tos in New York City, so I'll be frequenting those with the lady. We'll be doing that. So, but anyway, I'm glad you're on a path of enlightenment. It didn't take Matt Sydal to do it. Good for you. Actually, it kind of did in a way. They selling out Bound for Glory is what changed your life. So you should maybe tell old Ed Nordholm that. Maybe he might, he might be happy to hear that.
Impact Wrestling, changing lives for the better.
Changing lives for the better. When you have that six-pack, you can go, send in a couple of promo shots. Maybe you'll get on TV. Anyway, let's keep it going here, Kyle. What do you think? We're about halfway through here. What do you think?
Keep it rolling, man. Keep it rolling.
All right. We went to one of your favorite guys, Joe Hendry. New music video. He sings his new song, "Murderous Clown." Hilarious. On the Impact YouTube channel. I highly recommend checking this out. I imagine there's going to be some Joe Hendry playlists or singles releases by Impact soon about all these songs. So sings the Murderous Clown song to Katarina.
No relation to Insane Clown Posse and the Juggalos. Not those murder clowns. It's a different murder clown.
I was looking to see if the guy had a Juggalo tattoo anywhere. I didn't see it. Usually, you'll spot the Hatchet Man somewhere. On a Juggalo.
In America, you would think that's a thing definitely in America, but in Mexico, man, they have a thing in Lucha Libre for these clown gimmicks. Something about the evil clowns, man. They love it. They eat that stuff up. They've had this clown family thing going for years over there.
Oh, well, yeah, clowns are considered scary to a lot of people. Not me. I love clowns. I grew up in the town that gave the world Bozo the Clown, so I don't hate clowns.
Yeah, I was a full-fledged ICP juggalo in my preteen.
Same here.
Early teen
Same
years.
here. Total ICP guy. Saw him last year even. I still go see him. I don't paint up or anything. Never painted up.
Trent, you see that, people? You see that, listeners? Trent just that was like a closet juggalo confession right there. Trent, but I still see him in concert.
I've seen him 12 times. I'm not gonna front, man. I like the ICP. I'm still down with the clown.
Oh man, dude. I on another note, we'll talk about it another time. But I think ICP are a bunch of sellouts, a bunch of hacks.
Man, I'm gonna save that for another podcast.
We're bringing up other things, man. I saw on your Instagram page you met Kelly Kapowski.
Oh, listen, I got to live out my childhood dream. I took Kelly Kapowski to prom. It was the greatest day of my life.
Fill us in here. I hate to just rip this away from Impact Wrestling like that, but it just totally popped in my head. I know anybody that knows Trent here, and any listeners that follow us, if you follow Trent on social media, one thing you'll know about him is the guy loves Saved by the Bell. He's a he's a nostalgia nerd, period, but the guy loves Saved by the Bell. So when I go on my Instagram feed and I see Trent with the Kelly Kapowski, no context, I don't know where this came from, what happened, where did you meet Kelly Kapowski, Trent?
Well, she decided to answer my fan letter from 25 years ago, and
this is like the end of Borat with Pamela Anderson, isn't
it? I wish. No, she was in town doing a book signing, and a buddy of mine who knows about my love of Kelly Kapowski is like, you know what? I got a surprise for you, and he shows me a pass, and he goes, "We're going to this," and I go, "What the hell is this?" There's a little meet and greet with Kelly. You get a copy of her book
and a rag of chloroform.
And like chloroform and lock of her hair, all sorts of stuff. You can grow your own Kelly. But Hey, I was in line. She called me. She goes, "Hey, sweetheart, come on over here." And it took me about a half hour afterwards with my buddy. We're out to eat, and I go, "Wait a minute." She called me sweetheart. Kelly Kapowski called me sweetheart. I said 25-year dream just came true. So I got she's a total sweetheart, man. She was exactly everything I wanted her to be, and it was amazing. One of my favorite experiences of all time. Kelly Kapowski.
Good for you, Trent. Good for you.
Dream girl, man. When I was a kid, she was the dream girl. Just kind of like how Katarina is the Grado's dream girl. So, fortunately for me, I got to meet Kelly. Unfortunately for Grado, Joe Hendry got killed by the murder clown. So yeah, they bad luck for them. Good luck for me. Actually, the night that was airing, the night of the show is when I met Kelly.
Hey,
the night of the show is when I met Kelly. So I had to go. He's getting killed by a clown. I was going to meet my childhood crush. Go figure that.
I would totally let Kelly Kapowski put on a killer clown mask and jump on me off the top rope through a table.
100%. I'd have the mask waiting for her before she could even say yes. But anyway, hey, from there we went back to Moose and Alicia. He finds him in the bar where he's holding Alicia hostage. Now here's where we finally got the explanation on the face-to-face. Moose to Eddie, why he turned on him. And Moose is like, I sacrificed everything for you. I was there for you. You didn't give a shit to me and this and that. I think he even said shit. They bleeped it out. And he's like, I was the one who had your back, and when it was time for you to have my back, you didn't have my back, and this and that. He was tearing Eddie apart, man. So it was all heated. I mean, you can see Eddie kind of feeling that, like, yeah, maybe this guy was right. What the hell? Maybe I was a bad friend. He was the take friend. Moose is hurt, man. That's all it was. But Alicia's there, so she kind of helps out. She throws some water or a drink. It might have been water. I don't know. Could have been vodka in Moose's face. She runs. Eddie charges at Moose. Killer Cross comes out of nowhere, starts beating the shit out of Eddie. Alicia tosses Eddie the kendo stick, and he evens out the odds with that. And they escape. They run out. They get to the outside. They're safe. It was very movie-like. It was like cinematic, kind of had that movie feel to it. The people running away and stuff.
I want to know where Moose got that hat from. I want to get myself one of those.
And the shirt. I want a vinyl shirt.
Fashion. I don't know who Alicia thinks she is. I don't know who she thinks she is. I don't know where she gets off splashing him with the whatever that was like that. She has no respect for high fashion, no respect for designer fashion. Clearly, Moose is a fashion icon in 2018.
Oh, ever since he turned, this guy's fashion game has been stacked.
It gets better and better every single week. This guy should be on billboards all over the country. This guy should be on magazine covers, GQ, whatever it is. This guy is a fashion icon.
100%. So yeah, when Eddie and Alicia get outside, they call Johnny and they do like a little cut screen, and Johnny's like, "What's up, man?" And he lets him know, "Hey, I got Moose and Cross subdued. Aries is alone. Go get him." So Johnny goes on the hunt to find Aries. So we go from that, and we get to the ring. Impact's there, and he calls out Aries. Aries does come out, and he's limping. He's got his arm in a sling, and he acts like he's all beat up and stuff. But this was a good back and forth. They faced off in the ring to really sell the main event. It was heated. I'm starting to think these two got heat, man. I don't know. The tweets over the weekend, they've been really at each other's throats, complete insults and a lot of like side comments, a lot of dark truths coming out on both ends. So they it was a little long of a segment when they were in the ring, facing off right here, but
it went for a few minutes, man. But hey, a lot of words were spoken, a lot of powerful words were spoken. Yeah, I felt like it was necessary. I feel like they're really giving them a few minutes out there. You know what I mean? Really giving them a few minutes to really put it together. And dude, Austin Aries is just on another level on the microphone. When he's in that mode, talking shit, he's untouchable.
You could sense so much truth from this guy that he's not. You know, I've met him a few times, and he really is what you see, man. The guy is a no BS guy. He's not. He's got an ego, but a rightfully so ego. Because the guy's good, and he looks good, and he looks like a star. Well, it's funny, when I was in the locker room recently, and he was on the show for Warrior Wrestling a couple weeks ago, and dude, you look around the locker room, and he looked like a star. He's not a big guy either, but this dude was there, and he looked like a star. And it's like, man, that guy carries himself like a big deal and like a champ, man.
It shows. 2 R's.
Star with 2 R's. The Austin Star. But no, he looked good, man. But anyway, so during the segment, he attacks Impact. You know, he throws the sling off and everything, but Impact counters it, gets him down. Does the classic challenger holding of the belt, like, you know, this is what it's going to look like on Sunday kind of feel, you know. So kind of did that. We went right from that to Brian Cage responding to Sami Callihan's open challenge or challenge. So it's Cage is not bad on the mic, man. Cage is all right. You know, he's not too bad. I'm glad when they started letting him speak, the guy held his own, man. So I'll give it to him. We jump from Cage to another section backstage where it's my boys. Kyle, my boys. The Daisy Hit Squad. Oh, actually, I'm going to let you say it.
The Daisy Hit Squad.
There you go. I'm teaching you. You're going to be a caramel skin stud just like me very soon.
That's right.
Looking good. Might have to work on the tan a little bit, though. But we got the boys back there. Chacha Gama comes in. He starts slapping them around, telling them they're embarrassments to the family. I heard him in the native tongue. He was basically calling them morons and losers. Said you're dummies, and I'm disappointed in you. You guys pissed me off. And basically he said, next week you two are fighting each other. I'm going to find out who sucks. So next week it's the Daisy Hit Squad taking on each other. What do you think about that one? Where do you think that can go? You think it was too early to get to this?
No, this is necessary. Gama Singh, man, he's disciplinary. This is what he does. You know, he's slapping them up every week. Now he's gonna have them slap each other up. This is. I expect nothing less from Gama Singh.
Listen, I love Gama just hitting them with brooms, whatever he can find. Gama's great. We went from that to Smoke Show. She's in the back, and she's asking Petey Williams to show her how to do a Canadian destroyer. And Trevor Lee just happens to be in there, too, and he's expressing his disgust with how sexual this whole thing is. Like, I never realized the Canadian destroyer was such a sexy move. But, the instructions of Petey saying, I'm going to put my head between your legs came up. So go with that, man.
That's a boing.
Yeah, that's a boing for sure. I'm sure Petey had a boing while he was doing it. But yeah, it was funny, These were funny little segments. They kind of lighten the mood after a heavy segment. So definitely check them out on Impact's YouTube channel. Lucha Brothers, after that, they accept OVE's challenge. Kind of give them, a little hype. It's translated. It's Penta talking about how they disrespected them in their home country, and they're going to take on the challenge, and we're going to go from there. So after that, we had our women's match. Kiera with Allie taking on Sue with one of the Undead Brides. Not a bad match. Kiera's super solid, I should say. I want to give her more story. I think she's missing a little character build, and we're gonna need a little character build from Kiera. If we're really gonna get her over.
She's dead now. I don't think you're getting anything from her anymore.
Yeah, unfortunately, Kiera's dead. I mean, I'm sure there's gonna be a zombie apocalypse of all the people that Sue killed at some point. So Kiera hopefully should be a part of that. But good match, it was back and forth, and it ended with Sue hitting the panic switch on Kiera for the win. A couple of pieces of interference, but nothing crazy. It was just straight up, they got him. You know, they got her with that. So Sue comes out. I'm a little bummed out. Sue's not having that epic entrance and some of those backstage skits that she was really shining in. She hasn't had those in a while since losing the belt. So I'm thinking she's maybe losing some momentum. Or I was thinking, if they're not going to give her some of that real over-the-top backstage stuff, they got to do something about her entrance. They got to really do, like, you know, different lighting sequences, darken the arena, something to, like, make her entrance look special. What do you think?
You're very protective of Su Yung. I noticed that in the past few weeks. You know, you're very protective. You're very concerned. You know, very protective of Su Yung.
I'll tell you why, man. She was on fire when she had that title, and as soon as she lost it, they kind of like didn't know what to do with her. And I'm a little bummed. I'm like, you know, man, Sue needs a little more, you know. So I think she's so damn good. She's damn good. She deserves it.
You know, you don't want to see her get lost in the shuffle, lost in the sauce.
Lost in the sauce, no. But Kiera gets buried in the coffin. Allie freaks out.
Is Kiera done forever?
I heard to just watch a little rumor mill. From what I understand, I heard she signed on with an all women's group to do some like TV taping or something.
Well, so I know that Mark Cuban at Access TV, they're doing a women's wrestling TV show. Something's coming out over there.
From what I understand, she's gonna tape those, and then she'll be back or something. You know, who knows? But we got Allie crying about it.
Booty.
Oh, the booty.
No, nothing. Continue. Nothing.
We got Allie crying about it. She's feeling guilty. She goes, "Why does it keep happening to me? Everybody I love goes away in a coffin." So she's breaking down. She's losing her shit. And she makes a vow to herself. She goes, I know what I got to do. I know what I got to do. And she's going to get these people back. So I'm not sure what she's got planned, but we'll find out.
She looked like she's losing her mind a little bit there. Little traumatized from all the people she's seeing go into coffins, all of her friends that she's lost. You can see Allie, you know, reaching deep into her soul. You know, we're gonna see that darkness come out of her. She's getting driven to that point.
Yeah, no, she's gonna lose it any second now. She's about to lose her shit. We had a little hype video for Tessa and Taya at Bound for Glory. I think this is gonna be a super solid match. What do you think about this?
Without a doubt.
We go from that to I believe we got the main event coming up here. OVE, Sami, Jake, Dave taking on Cage and the Lucha Brothers. I'm pissed off at this, man. I gotta say, I'm going to Bound for Glory. I'm paying money to see the same fucking match you're giving me for free. I don't get it. I don't know. I hate when the competitors do this. I absolutely hate when they give this shit away for free, especially prior to a show that I'm going to watch. But what do you think?
Well, I mean, did they? I mean, yeah, on paper they did, but come on, you know, you're going to see a much longer, way better match at the pay-per-view. Come on. You know what they did.
Yeah, no, I know what they did,
I think
but
it just annoyed you because it reminded you of WWE.
Yeah, I was like, you're giving it away? It's like WWE does that whole thing. They either give it away beforehand or they give you the rematch the next night. It's like, what the hell's the matter with you guys, you know? So I was a little disappointed that our company did this here, Kyle. Wasn't too happy about that, but I'm glad that they, you know, maybe it didn't give away everything. But it ended in a DQ. You know, Callihan threw the ref, so it ended in a DQ. They continued to brawl and beat the shit out of each other after that. So it was a brawl. Cage is doing some insane spots, moonsaults, dives. Cage is all over the place, man. So that was it. You know, we lead into what's going to be the go-home show. So that was a pretty packed episode, man. What'd you think?
Oh, man. It wasn't their best, but it was a great episode. It was definitely a great episode, but it wasn't. It was best.
Story heavy. I would say a lot of story being sold on this one.
Yeah, without a doubt. But I really do like where they are right now. I like where the product is. I this regime, what they're doing with the week-to-week television, they're great. Are they on fire right now? Maybe not, but let's see where they are after Bound for Glory. I think they're going to have a lot of buzz coming out of Bound for Glory. They might not have all the buzz going into it, but I think they're going to have it coming out of it.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're set for a good show. We'll be there. So
damn right we will.
That's the recap of the October 4th edition of Impact Wrestling. This is Impact. This is Total Nonstop Impact. Impact Talk for Impact fans. We'll be right back.
Total Nonstop Impact. Impact Talk for Impact fans. Hosted by Kyle and Trent.
Oh, those guys are back!
Yo, right now you listening to the Cart, charisma, athleticism, and raw talent. And what you're really listening to is Total Nonstop Impact. Don't you dare miss a lesson. Oh yeah!
All right, everybody, we're back, and we're going to be taking this home here. We got the last Impact on Pop before Bound for Glory this week. That's coming up. You know, I'm curious, Kyle, to see what they end up adding, what they end up shifting, what goes into overdrive. Like, this is it. This is the final push. I mean, tickets are sold, but this is their last opportunity to get something on the books and get something hyped. So looking forward to that. Let's see what they pull out for this next this go home edition of Impact on Pop. That's going to be coming up on October the 11th. So, and Bound for Glory, presented by Comda.com, is going to be on October 14th. So, man, let's see what happens here. I'm going to close it off, too, Kyle, with the GWN pick of the week. You ready for this?
Let's hear it.
This is a random one. You're going to think I'm crazy for this one. I'm keeping with the Bound for Glory theme. But I picked last year's Bound for Glory, and I'll tell you why.
Huh.
Give me 30 seconds to explain this.
Huh.
And people are saying, well, what are you doing? Are you picking new stuff? I mean, the whole point's to, go back in the archives, check out an old one, revisit. No, I'll tell you why I'm doing new stuff. I want everybody to go back and watch 2017 and see how far the company's gone in a year. See how far they've come in a year. Who's left? And there's a lot of people on this cover that are no longer there. A lot of people who got elevated. But go see how far the company's come in a year. So compare last year's to this year. Take a look at it, see what you think, man. It's kind of interesting to do a little comparison point. But will you watch it, Kyle? Will you do that for me?
Hey, man, I'll rewatch that. I had a lot of fun watching it last year. I'll pop it in again. Why not?
Let's do it. Cool. All right, I'm gonna tell everybody where they can find us, and then we'll let these people get on with their day. What do you say?
Without a doubt. But just a final thought. Next week's episode of Impact Wrestling, Trent, you really think we're just going to see, just really, hype up promo packages and stuff like that? Or you think there's going to be any big plot twists last minute leading into Bound for Glory? Or do you think we're set? You think we're already pretty set?
I think we need at least one more big twist. We need one more big thing to be set up for the show. At most, or at the very least, one more big thing to be set up, and the rest, I'm good with it falling in line as the show goes on. So we'll see. That's that. Let's take that. That's my idea. But all right, Kyle, I'm gonna plug us. I'm gonna tell people where they can find us. What do you say?
Sounds good to me, brother.
All right, find us on We Talk Impact on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. You can find us, this podcast, as you're listening to. You're probably listening to on one of your mediums already, but it is also available on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Play, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, and I'm missing one.
MySpace.
MySpace too. Throw it on MySpace. Pretty much anywhere podcasts are listened to, we're on. So check it out. Rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, tell an enemy. Tell us what we're doing right. Tell us what we're doing wrong. I want to know what you guys think. So let us know. The rating boxes are all there on all those sites. Put it in. Throw in a 5-star. Whatever you want to throw in. Throw it in. Let us know. I want to hear it. But that's it, everybody. But that's where you can find us. follow us, interact. Let us know. You got questions? Throw us your questions. You got anger? Throw us your anger. You got death threats? Throw them to Kyle. Thank you, everybody, for listening to this episode of Total Nonstop Impact. Impact Talk for Impact fans.
You're listening to Total Nonstop Impact.
Yeah!
Impact Talk for Impact fans.
Yeah!
Hosted by Kyle and Trent.
Yeah!
Follow us on Twitter at WeTalkImpact.
This sucks more than anything that has ever sucked before.
Yeah. Piece of shit podcast that nobody fucking listens to.
This sucks. I am so unhappy.
Well, at least it was free and you didn't have to pay for it.